another riveting adventure with VYVZ Garage. We're back on the handbrake. I'm on the left hand side here. Now, first thing I want to say, big apology for the last video on the crank angle sensor replacement. The whole section where I removed the harmonic balancer didn't film for some reason, so now I've switched to another phone. I was using an Oppo, but it just lets me down too much, so I'm back on the old Samsung. So hopefully this one will be okay. Anyway, I put up what I had. It came out a bit of a mess, so again, apologies. I might go down the wrecker and film a piece on how to remove a harmonic balancer. If I can, it depends on how much junk I've got to take down there to do it. It's pretty difficult, but I'll investigate that in the future. My problem, and ignore the other tab that's missing there, it fell off. That's what I'm gonna say. It fell off. But this was my problem. This was loose. So this one's from the wrecker, but I'm not going to use that. I'll show you why in a minute. But this is a lot better. You can see it's a lot tighter. I think that this one is stretched. So I just put this one in because if you want to remove it, there's two little pressings inside and you just sort of pull it over them and pull it out. And that's what it should look like. So if I compare the two of them, there's sort of, I can't really see much difference in it, but for some reason this one was really loose. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you can see, but I've cleaned up in here. I did a bit of a clean, but no good going too mad. You can't take this out because you need to remove the hub. So now I'll show you why, and you don't need to do this, okay? The only reason I'm doing it is I pulled the thing apart, and I was having a look to see if you could buy just this clip, because I figured it's better to have a new one than something that's been in there for 200,000 Ks. But I ended up buying a new set of shoes and the whole kit. So there's the shoes, and I'll show you what you get with it. Of course you get the shoes, but you get all the spring clips. One thing you do get, which I'm not going to change because I just can't see the point, is that thing to hold the spring. But the factory one's still in there, and like I said, this stuff doesn't really wear, so don't worry too much. You can use your old stuff, you don't have to do what I'm doing. But I'm doing this because those old shoes have been rubbing against the disc. So there's the spring, and there is the new clip, which is pretty much the same quality, same thickness. I'll show you. I can get them both in front of the camera. There they are. So pretty much the same. So I'd rather have a new one. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now, which is probably just as well. Probably boring as batshit. But yeah, my shoes were rubbing, so I just thought, well, I've got this all apart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this side together, right? It says, okay. That pushes up. I may need to screwdriver, and it's got a clip. You can see that, you probably can't, but this side is already over the knuckle. And the other side, I have to get past. I don't want to bend anything. As you know, I'm pretty good at breaking shit, so. Okay. So what I'm going to do, pull these off, right? These are your adjusters. Now I think this is one I got from the record because my rubbers were pretty cactus. You want to see that action again? Look at that. Anyway, one thing to remember, the adjuster goes at the front, but if it falls out or something happens, you've got to look at the back. So this is the left-hand side because that hook has to be facing towards the rear of the car because that's where your handbrake cable hooks on. It's no good if you turn it round and go like that because your handbrake cable's not going to hook onto it. So you always know which side they are. So this is the left side. So as soon as I can locate the bolts, which should be here, and then I'm trying to film this because even on that bloody harmonic balancer one, sorry, not harmonic balancer, the crank angle, I got in the way again. So it's very, very hard, and I'm not really used to it. Still not used to filming these things, but just making sure that rubber boot's located. Okay, that's about right there. Put your bolt in. Alright, that's about as far as it's going to go. And that one is located and in. This one's going in a bit more, the other one's not. Anyway, now I think from memory, and I've probably left it around the other side of the car. So just hang on a sec. Okay, 15mm. If you remember in the last handbrake video, I shot my mouth off and said everything was 13. So 15mm. Now I'm trying to do this video pretty quick because they're starting to get a bit longer again. The last one was probably just as well I lost the footage for the balancer removal because it would have been like a mini series. Okay, do that bolt up. I'll probably go back and tighten these, give these another nip up in a minute because I like to get them both tight and then go back and tighten them again. I had a pretty good reaction to the first video, which is really surprising because I didn't think many people mucked around with a handbrake. But this is very tight to turn here. My diff is very tight. Righto. It shouldn't be. It's got like 300,000 on it. Righto. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slip that out because I've got some grease here. And I did mean to do that before I put it in. So I'll just put a bit of grease on it. Not a lot. Just a bit. Slide the cup back in. They just pull out. I can't really see down the bottom there, which is very good planning on my behalf. Yeah, just a bit of grease. Bit of grease on the brakes. Righto. Just joking, don't grease your brakes. Okay. Now I've got to work out the spring. I can't remember which way the spring went on. So I'll get this out. I'll get my new shoes out. This, like I said in the first video, this car has always had dramas with a handbrake. So I'll get this over. Okay. That clips in the top. So I'm just going to clip that in. And these have to go over. So I'm just going to, there's little grooves in the adjuster at the bottom, so I'm trying to get them facing the right way, and like I said, I can't see, so just pull that apart a bit. She really doesn't want to go on. Alright, hang on. That goes up and down, so I've got these turned the wrong way. They go up and down, the grooves. Stupid me trying to put them in sideways, but I'm going to have to use something that's leverage because I've got a lever. Alright. Well, that's not going to work. That was a good idea. I can get one side on, but not the other side. There you go. Alright, now already that looks heaps better. And if you remember, I wound the adjuster all the way in before I put these on. So, right, I am pretty sure that that's right. I'm going to get the disc and make sure I can get the disc on, and then we can do some adjusting. And I haven't put the spring on yet. No, that's not looking good. So I think at the bottom I haven't lined those grooves up properly, and it's actually pushing the shoes out further than what they should be. So I'm going to muck around with that and I'll be back. Alright, what it was, I just didn't have the grooves lined up on the bottom. The shoes weren't sitting in properly. So now we're going to put the spring on, and I think that it might go this way. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just going to try this because I can't really remember. I should look at the old video, shouldn't I? Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. Anyway. And I should be using a screwdriver. Hang on. I got a funny feeling. Yeah. That was behind. I might have to take these back out. This probably should have been done before, but of course now I've done this. Alright, I'm not going to film mucking around with this because it'll make this too long. Alright, apologies. I had to take these back off, put the spring in from behind, hook it on here while it's loose. Now I'm going to try and hook this back onto the bottom. Yeah. Now you know why I call this channel the Hit and Miss Production. Okay. Just making sure that I've got these bottom bits lined up. So, yeah, I forgot which way this goes, and that I'm pretty sure that's right, how it was, because I remember the spring went behind now. Good to remember it afterwards, after I stuffed around, took it out twice. Disc. See, I'm getting lost now. Righto. Let's put this disc on. Hopefully it's going to move. Yes, alright. Alright, so I have another little trick to show you. So I've got to adjust these, and it's not my favourite job. And I'm having dramas because this is so hard to turn, but remembering where the adjuster is, so it's at the front. They're already pretty tight. Yeah, I'm going to just muck around with this lever. I haven't connected the handbrake. There's absolutely no play in that at all. So guess what? I can't get it off. Alright, so I'm going to have to take the disc back off and just make sure I've got these brake shoes in right, or the handbrake shoes, because it shouldn't be like that. So I'm just going to check it and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I just checked it. I just had to wriggle the shoes around. They were probably a bit too low. They were in there properly. So now I can turn it, but there is no play in the back here, and there should be. It really should be. So I'm thinking there's no point adjusting these at all because there isn't any movement. I'll get underneath and see if I can move it. That's not right. That's not right. That should be like that. What's going on here? Monkey business. Alright. That's a bit better. Well, okay, so I backed off the adjustment. And these are already pretty tight. I'm just pushing that with my hand. I can't turn it. So this, if I've got this right, I should be able to get this. Now that's all right. I'm thinking, I'm just going to get the shit out of here. I'm thinking no adjustment for the time being. And I'll probably have to loosen it off at the front at the handbrake handle. Yours might be different because I've noticed it depends. I don't know if any of you have ever done it, but you can actually change your rear disc and your handbrake will work better. It really just depends on the disc, but there's no play in this. So I'm going to pull this off one more time. Just want to check. Yeah, that adjusts all the way in. I want to check it's all the way. Hang on. I'm going to turn this, but that's all the way in. Well, you know what? I'm going to run it like that for a while. There's nothing I can do. I can't back it off anymore. I can at the front, but that won't help what's going on here. So as long as I can turn the wheel and that slides on, and I reckon that is plenty. There's a little bit of movement, not much. So I'm going to have fun getting this handbrake on. So I usually get behind and just lever that little hook that I showed you and slip the cable back on, but I may have to do something else because this doesn't have any play in it. But I will show you a trick, even though I'm not adjusting this side. So as you can see, I've spun that hole down to roughly where the adjuster is, right? So the problem I've had in the past, so you go to adjust this, is actually finding it, like finding the adjuster. So you get it, so I can't even find it now, but you get it to where you adjust it. So you find your adjuster. I'm pretty sure it's about there somewhere anyway. might be round a bit more. I don't know. I can't find it now. But anyway, I don't really want to go up. I'm just trying to, I don't want to adjust it. Yeah, that's it there. Okay, so when you get it in the right spot, put a mark here. Just with your screwdriver, oh, sorry, you can't see. Put a mark at the 12 o'clock, like that. So every time you spin it, you spin that mark back around the 12 o'clock and it should be lined up with your adjuster. Anyway, that's a bit of my wisdom. That's it, I'm worn out. I'll rub that off because I don't know if that's 100% and I'm not adjusting it. So, okay, so I'm going to do the other side, but I'm not going to film it. And I'm not going to put the caliper back on yet because I may have to adjust the other side. And I do have a video on adjusting your handbrake if you want to go back and watch it. With the program I'm using, because I'm using a mobile phone, I don't know how to, oh shit, what have I done? Sorry about that. I'm trying to get the phone in because it's falling out of the thing. I don't know how to put a link up to other videos on this program I'm using, so go back and watch it. But yeah, that little tip, put a mark on the top when you've lined up your adjuster, when you're adjusting it, and you know you're lined up, put a mark at 12 o'clock, and you can, doesn't matter where it is, you can always spin it back to exactly where it is. But that's going to do me for this handbrake video because, like I said, I've got to do the other side, and I don't really have time at the moment. I've got to go out, and I'm going to leave the caliper off because I may have to adjust the other side, so that's why I'm leaving the caliper off. I don't think I will. Should be exactly like this side, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for all your support. Like, share and subscribe. I don't know when the next one's going to be. It'll probably be, I've got to change the slip ring in the red ute. I've already done one like years ago in the old blue VY wagon that I had, but I don't like it. It was a bit messy, and once again I got in the way, so I might remake that and just make another one. So that will probably be the next one. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.